afraid of no ghosts.
What's going on, guys?
Hi guys.
So we have yet another addition to our Ecto 1 Ghostbusters build. And this is going to be pack 39 through 42.
Yeah.
In our last video, we tackled the, I want to say it's the under section for like the gas pedal and brake pedal and stuff. And we also started getting into a little bit of the wiring. So in this box, I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be. I'm assuming it's going to be more of the dash and the steering wheel, because we do have the steering wheel, we do have the brake pedal and all of that installed.
Yeah.
In fact, this right here was our last piece. So you have your brake pedal and a little bit of the wiring for it. So let's get into our box. This is our box. It's not very heavy at all. Honestly, I'm thinking it's going to be light plastic stuff, so most likely like the dash, stuff like that. So let's get into this box and see what we got.
Some paper.
Paper? All right, so we have our sheet, and 39 through 42, there is no... there's no special items in this box, so no extra items. Of course, in our last boxes, we've gotten everything from shirts to other stuff.
I think this is part of the radio.
So let's see here. So 39, we have...
There's a radio piece right there.
Yeah, so it looks like the glove box, maybe a radio piece, I don't know. And what else we have? Hang on. 40. So here's 40. Okay, so this is the top of the dash right here. We have 41. Okay, so it looks like more of the dash. It looks like there's the speedometer plate right there. And then 42, we have small pieces. I have no clue what those are. Lots of small pieces. So let's see what we have. And also, there's another license plate. So I don't know if that is an extra item or if that is the rear license plate. We'll have to see if maybe they accidentally threw that in there or if it's part of it. So we will see what the book says. So for now, let's kind of get this set off to the side. We will put this back in here, set this down. Okay, so we have issue 12. And of course, the issues have the behind the scenes information. All right, so let's skip ahead here. Now, it's not saying anything about the license plate. So I think that may have been accidentally thrown in there. I could be wrong, but the book, the instructions, does not show anything about the license plate. So it could just be an extra item that they accidentally threw in there. Yeah, that's cool. I like it. All right, so let's skip ahead back here to the behind the scenes. And we have our first person, William Arthurton. Right here. He was the guy that was trying to shut down the Ghostbusters. He was like part of the EPA, and he was wanting to shut down the Ghostbusters and caused all the spirits to be released out into the world, into New York, and then caused everything. So that's cool. We have that. Yeah, more of the behind the scenes. So that's when they were trying to shut it down, and they shut down the main power to the ghost capture device that they were putting the ghost traps in, and it was basically locking all the ghosts in there. And then when they shut it down, it shot all the ghosts out. And we also have location guides, so a bit of the locations. A lot of the locations are in New York. The exterior shots of the Ghostbusters building, the the old firehouse. That's that real firehouse. A lot of the other buildings, like the apartment building, most of it's shot in New York. So it's really cool. So yeah, here's some of the scenes, like the firehouse, the old subway tunnel, and the subway tunnel they used. I want to say it's a real subway tunnel, and it's been shut down for a long time. You can find videos of it online. They shut the station down because the way the trains were coming in, it's such a wide turn, or a sharp turn, that it was causing issues to the trains, so they shut it down. So I want to say that was a real location they utilized, but most of it was sets, of course. Slimer. So cool. We have Slimer. The second Slimer.
There's a lot of versions of Slimer.
Slimer is really cool, and of course they used live action Slimer for some of it, and then they just kind of used CGI to make him look the way he did. And I really hope Slimer is in. Well, I think they kind of showed Slimer in the trailer for the new movie.
Yeah.
I hope he's in there. Slimer is one of my favorite characters of the whole movie, especially the old cartoon series, the Real Ghostbusters. Slimer was like their sidekick. Like he would just hang out with them and do weird stuff throughout the show. So, all right. So that's all the behind the scenes. So let's get into our first pack, which is going to be
the dashboard,
glove box, and control panel right here. So we're going to get into building this thing right now. All right, guys. So here we go. We have stage 39, and we are going to be building the glove box and control panel. So right here on our last build, we had this piece. So it looks like now we are going to be attaching the glove box, which is this piece, to here, and then also, and that looks like it just sets on there, and then it's held down by this bracket right here by 4 BPs, and that will be this piece right here. Yeah, this piece. So 4 BPs, and we'll get that knocked out real quick and show you what it looks like. All right, guys, just like that, simple and easy. 4 screws here, holding it in, and flip it around. We have our glove box. Very cool. All right, so that piece is done here. So all this is done. We'll flip it around. And it looks like now we're fitting the control panel into this piece, I believe. Yes. So this. And this right here.
Looks like the radio.
So we're going to get all of this installed on there. And then we are going to be assembling the steering column cover, which is this piece. And that all is going to get mounted to the underside of this right here. And then that will be done. So we're going to knock all this out real quick. And it looks like this is held on by 2 IP screws. And then this down here as well, 2 IP screws. So it's going to be a total of 4 IP screws. Simple and easy. We'll get all this knocked out and show you the end result. All right, guys, there we go. That is all installed. We have our ventilation control right here and the other control panel right there. And those just clip right in. And then we have our steering column sleeve there. And this piece is coming along and it looks really good. Really, really good. All right, so now we are done with all of that, and that means issue 39 is all done, and we can move on to parts pack 40. And 40 is going to be clock, spotlight handle, and emitter. So this right here, we have our we have our dashboard first off, which is going to be this. We have our dashboard here, and then the two pieces clip in here. That's going to be these, and they are held on by one EP screw each. And that is actually going to be almost it. So after that, we have our spotlight handle, which snaps right into this piece, and then the hydromatic quadrant, which is this piece, and it's going to clip right into the bottom of that, and then that is going to be done. So a lot of it's like technical stuff that they would have used to analyze stuff for chasing ghosts. So we're gonna get all this clipped in and hooked up, and we'll show you the end result. All right, guys, there we go. So we have all of this installed, as well as the spotlight switch or handle and the hydromatic quadrant, and this is what we have. So this piece, the spotlight handle right here, and then this piece right here. Now this piece was a little tricky getting in here because it's kind of an awkward area to get your fingers in, and I have fat fingers. So what I did was I used the tweezers and put that in there real easy, and that is going to be it for this parts pack. That's all it calls for.
Yep.
So now we are moving on to 41 of our parts pack, and it's going to be right here. It's going to be the radio receiver, and it looks like this is what we're working with. It's going to be this piece, attaching it right up top of the dashboard, and looks like it's held on by 2 JP screws, and then this just simply clips into here, and that is going to be the instrument panel, and it clips right in here, held on by AP. And then right over here, the radio itself is held in by 2 EP screws. So we're gonna knock this all out real quick and show you the end result. All right, guys, so we have the radio receiver on. Now, before you attach it to the actual dashboard, you will install this piece right here and this little bitty piece in here. And all you do is you just clip them in, and they fit perfect. And they're held on by 2 screws. So now, what we're gonna be doing is moving on to this piece, and it's the instrument panel, and it's going to be this piece, which is nice and chrome, and the actual instrument panel itself right here, and I'm assuming it's going to clip on just like that. Actually, it's going to go just like, yeah, just like this, and it's going to be held on by 2 AP screws, it looks like, and then that's going to get installed into the dash, and then as well as this piece, which is going to be the radio, into this long chrome piece, which is this, and then our radio face is this piece right here. So we're going to get all this installed and show you the end result. All right, guys, so this is what we have going on so far. We have our panel in. We also have our radio and chrome molding in, looking good. So that is all done, and it looks like now we are going to be installing. So now we're going to be doing the wires. So it looks like we're putting a piece in here and here, which is, looks like these small switches. So those will be going in. And we are also going to start hooking up the wires. The wires from the last video where we put one of them on this piece right here. There was a lot more different colored wires. And we are going to be attaching a bunch of wires here. And there's little, looks like little clamps that hold down the buttons so they don't fall out. So yeah, there's a lot of wires. Again, follow the instructions in the actual instruction guide on wiring and your life will be a lot easier, because it's going to make the whole difference whenever we go start wiring this whole thing up, because there's a lot of wires for all the lights. And yeah, we are going to get this thing all wired up, hopefully correctly, and we will show you guys the end result. All right, guys, so we have all of the wires hooked up, and I will be honest with you, this is very, very tricky to do. Definitely follow your instructions. Now, your instructions are very vague on what wires go where. So I will say this. Your gray wire goes here, which is F. It's going to go right here on the end. And blue, C, is going to go right here. And then your green wire, which is E, will go right here. Right next to that is a mixed blue and green, and it is D. And then a white wire right here, which is the longest wire of all, as a B, goes right down here at the end. And then you have a 3-bulb panel that plugs right into here. Now, the hardest part about this is the little plates right here that hold the switch in. Holding or putting those in, trying to get everything held down while trying to screw it in and hold it tight is very difficult. After watching another YouTuber doing his build, he suggested that you super glue it, which is very smart. And I'll leave a link down below to his page, because his page, he's doing the same build, and he's actually doing multiple builds. And it's been a lifesaver kind of watching how he does certain things, because he's done it already and I'm still figuring it out. So that's the hardest part. After that, you are done. And also, you want to make sure you don't tighten them down too tight. Obviously, it's plastic and metal screws, but you want to hear an audible click. So you want to click on all the switches. You want to make sure you hear that click, because these actually function, they actually work to turn on certain things of the car, lights, sirens, etc. So that is done, which means issue parts pack 41 is all done. So now we are on the last pack, which is stage 42, and that is the Gentech antenna and emergency brake pedal. So we will be working on this, getting all of this hooked up, and here is our parts pack for it. I'm going to get all this out of the package right now, but it looks like we have this piece is getting connected with BP. That's getting held down by a bracket with GP, and then it's getting mounted right on top of the dash with 4 GPs. So a total of 5 GPs all together, and we'll get this piece done and show you the end result. All right, guys, there we go. We have our antenna mounted to the actual dash itself. All done. It kind of reminds me of a radar system a cop car would have. So now that that is all done, we can move on to assembling the switch panel. So it looks like we have a bunch of these that we're going to end up breaking off possibly, and then attaching to the switch panel itself. And that gets mounted on the bottom dash with 2 BP screws. And then there is also a bracket that is mounted with 2 EP screws. And then another piece, which is EP. And then we have the emergency brake, which is going to be held on by an EP screw as well. So all of these are EP screws, and we'll get this done, this knocked out, and then show you the end result. All right, guys, there we go. We have all of this done. Now, whenever you're doing the switches on here, it is a little difficult. Use your tweezers. Use your tweezers to kind of push this down, and then as you're screwing this in, they may pop out a little bit, so make sure you push them back whenever you're done. Then we also installed this gauge and this gauge right here, and then flipping it over, we installed the emergency brake right here, which is just a fixed brake. It does nothing, not like this one. This one actually will operate a switch. So now that all of that is done, it's calling for us to combine the dashboard panels. So we are going to take the bottom one and the top one, or vice versa, and then attach it right here. And it is getting attached by an LP screw right there, and right there. And there is holes for the wires to come through. Actually, no. There should be no wires. Well, there's wires, but they should have no issues getting in the way. Just make sure that you're not crimping the wires or anything. So we will get this attached and show you the end result. All right, guys, we have a complete dash. That looks amazing. Very detailed. It looks good. Obviously, I'm going to clean it up because you kind of see fingerprints, but it looks good. We have our glove box right here. We have all of our switches that actually work, that are going to have functions throughout the car. All of our wiring is done. Looks amazing so far. And that means that issue or parts pack 42 is completed. That is it. Issue 12 in the binder, all done. All right, guys, there we go. Issue 12, parts pack 39 through 41 is done. And our finished product is the dash. Pretty much everything on here is done. The only thing we really have to do is put this on the actual car itself.
Yeah.
The steering wheel and all of that will go separate, but that is awesome. You know, it's coming along so well. Like I said, the hard parts, the wiring, just trying to figure out what wires go where. The instructions could be a little bit more clear as far as wiring on what goes where, because it doesn't say put C here, put B there. It's very cryptic in a way, so you have to really pay attention to your instructions on what you're doing, and you'll understand. You'll figure it out. But it's very easy once you get all of that done and you figure out those little brackets, because those little brackets, they're a pain because you have to use tweezers and then try to hold them down. But again, if you use super glue like what was suggested, then it definitely helps out. What do you think of it so far?
It's coming out pretty good.
It's coming out good. I mean, what do you think of the detail on that thing? It's cool, huh? It's cool. It's very, very so detailed, and I love the chrome accents on everything. The cars back then, they had so much chrome. Everything was fancy. Everything was nice. It looks cool, and all this the switches, the technology that's in this car, that's in the Ecto 1, You know, it's awesome.
I can't wait for it to actually light up.
When it lights up, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be really cool. A lot of wires, a lot of wiring,
Yeah.
but I know there's a lot to it, and I am excited. I hope you guys liked this video. Please like, subscribe. We'll have more videos coming out soon. We've been kind of busy with stuff. The holidays are right around the corner, and that's going to kind of slow down for us because we have a lot of stuff going on. But again, I hope you guys like this video. Please like, subscribe, comment down below, and we'll see you guys in our next video. Bye.
Bye.